Today on Let's Fish TV, I'm joined by my good friend Jacob Brown from Houma, Louisiana. We're gonna be in southern Louisiana targeting redfish, and we're gonna do it in a way that I've always wanted to, and that's using our eyes, sight fishing off a big tower. I've always had this big dream of going and finding some real big redfish, target casting to catch those, and hopefully today we're gonna land quite a few of them. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. Oh my gosh. Check that out.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Cobia, big one, and a monster. Look
Beautiful.
at that. That's a Tawakoni giant.
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we're in southern Louisiana. We're about 30 minutes south of Houma, and we're gonna be targeting redfish. You know, we're gonna be using our eyes, getting on a tower, and I'm with my good friend, Jacob Brown. I have a good feeling about today, and I know these fish are gonna be biting. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporters. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this Mamba 24 VX launch with a Mercury 400R, get everything set up, and we'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hello everybody, these lunar tables are indicating fair game fish activity for both days this weekend. Peak daytime hours begin at 2:33 on Saturday and 3:23 Sunday afternoon. Prime nighttime activity will begin around 2:09 on Saturday and 2:58 on Sunday night. Depending on your area, the sun will rise around 6:55 and set at 8:10. Evenings will feature a moon that is 9% visible. Make sure to stick around because we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way, and I'll return with professional redfish tournament angler Mike Frenette to answer this week's Ask the Pro question.
I'm out here just south of Houma, Louisiana with my friend Jacob Brown, and we're gonna be targeting redfish. You know, the weather's been really weird this summer. We've had a lot of wind, we got a lot of rain forecast today. We're not gonna have a lot of time to catch these fish.
No.
So we're gonna get after it. I've got a good feeling about today. You know, anytime you're in South Louisiana, you got a chance to catch some really nice redfish. We're gonna be sight fishing for them today. We've got a tower on the front of the Mamba. I think we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah, it should be fun. We're gonna see what the weather will allow us to do, and hopefully it lets us get a small window and get some fish on the boat.
All right, let's get out there and see what we can do.
Let's do it. Good shot.
There we go.
Just get his head to break the water.
And there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Good shot.
Appreciate it. That was awesome.
Pretty fish.
That is a pretty one. That's what we're talking about. Today, guys, we are down near Houma, Louisiana, fishing with my buddy Jacob. We're fishing out of a Mamba 24 VX. It's his boat, and probably one of the prettiest Mambas I've ever seen. And catching redfish, you know, sight casting redfish. Got a tower up here. Just a nice size redfish. Actually, Jacob spotted that thing a good distance away, made a good cast, and was able to land that fish. Hold that thing up. Let's see what a pretty red. Heck yeah. That is what I'm talking about. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It don't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't. No,
when
it
you can
doesn't.
see them, get the bait in front of them.
I mean, you know, we've cast it 10 or 12 fish today so far. And that one decided it was finally gonna eat as soon as I put it in the wheelhouse. So awesome place. But today, guys, we're gonna be talking about sight casting. I've got an expert with me today, and he's really gonna walk us through the whole process that it takes to do well here in South Louisiana. That fish is right at 26 inches, touching 26 inches. So what is the slot here in Louisiana?
So our slot currently is 16 to 27. We're allowed one fish over 27. So as a tournament angler, we're shooting for fish like this at 26, 27 inches. Pushing the line, we're looking for 8+ pounds. This fish is a little light, but she's beautiful, that's for sure.
Let's get back to it. The fish are starting to bite. We're gonna get this fish back and we'll be back here in just a minute, hopefully finding us another nice redfish.
Hey y'all, welcome to my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. This segment is brought to you by me, Captain Patrick Armisen with Ugly Fishing. You can check out my website at uglyfishing.com. You can check availability as well as book online. There's also some money-saving opportunities on the homepage with Salt's Gone, LureNet.com, and Pure Flats Fishing created the Slick Lure. Along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, you guys are talking about speckled trout bite is okay. You either find them early or you don't find them at all. Once they get through that first thing of the early morning phase, they go looking for some big fish around the sandbars and the barrier islands, in the south end of in the near shore waters. They're finding those jacks and bull reds generally around schools of pogies, but they are finding them as well as around schools of ladyfish. Ladyfish may be feeding on the surface and the big fish down below, so keep that in mind when you're out there. Along the Alabama coast, we're catching a variety of species, Spanish mackerels, a few speckled trout mostly in small sizes for us. We've been catching them at night and the daytime. Shrimp imitations, live shrimp seem to be effective on catching the smaller fish that we've been catching, as well as throwing the Slick Junior. These have been doing really well for speckled trout and white trout. So you can see this one's the Ozark Shiner, doing really well for us along the Alabama coast, as well as throwing you some topwater early in the morning, late in the evening. And if you just see some surface activity, throw a topwater and see what happens. Along the Georgia coast, talked to Mike Mosley Jr., top of the line charters. He said that the summer fishing so far is in good shape. He said he's been looking for birds in the sounds. A lot of the fish and bird activity, the most successful areas has been in that 6 to 10 feet of water, or 8 to 10 feet of water in the sounds. And then he's looking for mud flats in the creeks and 6 feet of water. Those are all doing well at holding redfish, and then they're also catching a few flounder and speckled trout and drum mixed in. Thanks for catching this report. Keep what you need, leave the rest, and God bless, guys.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, God. There's nothing that fights better than that dang redfish. Saw one little push, and that thing came out of there like it ain't ever seen a bait before in its life. There we go. Oh, that one's a pretty one. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, man. That was a fun, but I barely had him too.
You don't get much prettier than that.
No, they don't. Man, what a pretty colored redfish. Where are we at today? I don't even know. You took me in and around so many canals and everything.
So we left out of Houma, went to Bayou Du Large, Falcon Canal, and we're fishing Lost Lake.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Check that out. You grab that bait out of there for me. Maybe. There we go.
What kind of baits is you using?
That's actually a Strike King Rage Menace. You know, we've had the Rage Menace for a long time with Strike King, and that's actually the new saltwater version. So it's built with a little bit stronger plastic, and man, I mean, they're kind of eating it, aren't they?
They're eating it, absolutely.
And it's durable. I mean, I've caught a couple fish on that, and I'll be honest, guys, like, I don't expect to catch, 10 fish on one bait.
Right.
If I catch a couple, 2 or 3 on one, I feel like that's pretty good. 1/8 ounce squadron head, and it's all about accuracy, though. I can't stress that enough. And paying attention to like little bitty details. Like I just looked up, saw one kind of push a little bit, and was like, "Hey, that might be one there."
Absolutely.
I hadn't cast in like 5 minutes. I feel like, but
well, we're sight fishing in the wind, in the clouds, in the rain. So you got to take kind of what they give you, and those little push or movements on top of the water we're in some thick grass. You don't have much area to put the bait and let the fish actually see it and eat it. But if you can do it accurately, this is what you end up with.
No doubt about it. Well, we're around a pretty good group of them. We've got storms coming in and out. We're gonna get this fish back real quick and hopefully be hooked up on another nice red here in just a minute.
Absolutely.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Powerful. Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits.
Man, there's nothing more fun than a redfish, guys. They just can't stop eating that menace. There we go. Man, there's nothing more fun than a redfish, guys. Just a little one, not a big one. Nothing wrong with it. Golly.
It's a good shot, man.
Yeah, that was one of those I kind of got a little lucky there. I saw one kind of push off the bank up there, and they just can't stop eating that menace.
No, they love that thing.
That's good. I might have to leave you a pack of them when I leave.
Yeah, that's right.
No, we're here in South Louisiana catching redfish. That's not a bad little fish. Nothing wrong with that fish. We'll get that fish back real quick, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Mamba boat.
Absolutely.
And everything it has to offer.
Absolutely.
And why you have one. And this isn't my boat. This is your boat, right?
That's right.
Man, not a bad fish. You know, we're here in South Louisiana. I'm with my buddy Jacob. He's a tournament angler. You know, This is what, you don't guide, you don't do any of that stuff. You just tournament fish. And today we are in a Mamba 24 VX. You know, I've been in this boat, not this particular one, but I've been in a Mamba for the last couple of years, and easily one of the most comfortable rides that you can have. But what made you choose Mamba? Why did you buy a Mamba?
Absolutely, Andrew. So Mamba really checked all the boxes for me. Like you said, I don't make a living in this. I enjoy tournament fishing. It checked all the boxes for me. I'm a family man. I have young kids. This boat, a couple days ago, was loaded down going to a sandbar. So, you know, she had ice chests and noodles and barbecue pits in it. But to turn around as a fisherman and an angler, the boat floats shallow. The boat has great speed as a tournament angler, which is great. And as you can see, it doesn't take very much wind for these bays to get choppy. She handles those bays very well. So it really checked all those boxes. Anyone that's owned enough boats, everything's a compromise. This boat has no compromise, and it really does everything that you need it to do.
Well, yeah, and you know, the other big thing about this, it has an 80-gallon gas tank.
That's right.
You know, so when you get in those situations where you need that extra gas, I can't say how many times I've been in tournament fishing, bass fishing, where I'm like, you know, I'm stuck with 40, 42 gallons. And man, if I'd have had that 80 gallons, how much a difference that would have actually made. But more so than anything, it is a very comfortable ride. It's an easy boat to drive.
That's right.
It's a fun boat to drive.
Absolutely.
But the other thing is we've done a lot of drifting with the wind the last, you know, today. And today it's actually kind of calmed down. This afternoon it's calmed down a little bit. So the weather's kind of good. All morning long we had storms we were dodging and a ton of wind, so we're kind of getting that later part of the day, and the fishing's getting pretty good. But we're almost getting done with the day. We got some bigger storms rolling in. That's the only bad thing about fishing in the mid to late summer, is you have those weather patterns that you have to deal with. Well, let's get out there. Let's see if we can catch us a couple more before the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And man, I've had fun today.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, you got to catch one.
Yeah, I played spotting all morning, and Andrew's kind of picked up really quick. He's a great fisherman. I've had a blast fishing with him today, and look, don't let him get too far ahead of you, because he'll start getting on him before you can see him.
Well, and I'm trying my best not to talk too much trash, but I might be ready for a redfish tournament. Probably not, though, but let's get back to it.
It's time for your Carolinas Report, this week brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina in Murrells Inlet. We are open for business, can take care of all your needs on the water. Visit crazysistermarina.com and check out our awesome website to find out all the information and answer any questions you might have. Let's talk freshwater. Let's go down to Georgia. Our good buddies at Lake Lanier giving us some great reports down there, in particular on the bass. You know, it's that time of the year, the water's starting to warm up. I think right now that they're 1.7 foot below full pool, but we've got some great action down there. Early in the morning, you can find some topwater action, but a lot of great action on top of those 15 to 30 foot deep brush piles. Get out with a Zara spook, anything to walk the top of the water, attract those fish up. Make sure you pay attention. The other fish that are there possibly will come up. You can get some good multiple bites. If you notice no fish coming up and not getting any bites, move off of that brush pile, go to another one, and come back in about an hour. Also, make sure you drop shot on those same piles later in the day. You can have some good success down on Lake Lanier. Let's move up and let's go to South Carolina and Lake Murray. You know, if you're gonna get out and go striper fishing this time of the year on most of our lakes here in South Carolina, it's a great idea to have a boat paddle or a thumper with you. Get that action going on that bottom of the boat. Get those stripers thinking that they're back in that hatchery, and you can bring the school to the boat. It's amazing to watch our good buddy Captain Tommy Bennett and see exactly how he gets those fish up to the boat. But the action is there. Remember, 5 fish, you're done for the day, but there's still some great action on Lake Murray right now. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Oh, you got him. There we go.
Shark.
Shark. We netting that thing?
Yeah, I'll see if we can keep him on. Oh, he's all hooked, so we might be able to get him.
Yeah. Oh, we caught a shark. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about right there. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm not lipping that thing for you.
Come on, I've been lipping your fish.
Nope. That's one where I draw the line. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, he unhooked himself.
Oh, there you go.
I was actually surprised we kept him on the line, but he was pretty much all hooked, so that was pretty cool. These little black tips will get up and tail like redfish, and when you low light conditions, it's hard to tell the difference. So it was actually pretty cool to get that fish in the boat.
Yeah, that was, I mean, he tailed just like the redfish. He came up there and, I mean, even when he swirled on your bait, I thought it was a redfish.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely. A lot of people think these fish are eating mullets and little shiners and things of that sort, but when you get up on this tower, you can see the flats are covered with little bitty 2-3 inch crabs, and the redfish and the sharks are coming up on the bank in the shallow water and eating those crabs. So it's actually pretty cool to see.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lake Hartwell Country. Catch the feeling. Lose, feel the difference. Mamba Boats, ride with pride. Strike King, tie one on. Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
there we go. Now that's a fat red.
Another nice shot, dude.
Heck yeah. Oh, got it.
Shot.
There we go. Man, oh man. Oh, come here, come here, come here. Oh. There we go. Now that's a fat red.
Another nice shot, dude.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Sitting there, I was looking out across that flat and I saw that red just out of the corner of my eye. Made a bad first cast, but then made a good second cast. You're saying lengthwise, they're still about the same as what you find along the Texas coast, but they're just fatter.
That's right.
They're in this like brackish water, but it's all about having a good tower in this situation. South Louisiana, we're about 30 minutes south of Houma.
That's right.
When can people come here and expect to catch good redfish like this. We're in the middle of summer, late summer right now. It's hot. We've had swirling winds all day long, storms all day. But when is the best time for people to come down here?
So really, if you want to catch these big fat fish like this, the spring is the best time to do that. What I like to fish is the late summer, early fall, when you can get out and fish those lakes and the fish pull in on those shorelines. But these fish all year, Louisiana has something to offer to you. If you want to get here in the spring, fish the ponds, you can catch these short fish. You can see the girth around the neck of that fish. That's where they gain their weight. I mean, this fish is very short and it's gonna have a lot of weight to them. But in the summertime, you can get up and catch those schools or small schools up against the shorelines, and they're there and they're feeding.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Glacier outdoors since 1982.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right on over to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Sammy would like to know, what is your favorite bait to use for redfish fishing? For an answer, we asked professional redfish tournament angler Mike Frenette.
All right, what's my favorite bait to take out for red fishing? If you give me one bait, just one bait to take with me on a particular day, it's going to be the red-eye shad by Strike King. Why? Because I can fish that in a variety of different ways and in a variety of different locations. So let's start off at, let's say, jetties, rock jetties. I can cast it down parallel with the rock jetties and just bounce it off the rocks, or I can get in the deeper part of the jetties and I can vertical jig this bait. It's amazing what it can do. So I'm not fishing the jetties, I'm moving over to a sand flat, a sandbar, whatever you want to call it, where the current's coming over it. We go from 3 feet to maybe 1 foot of water. I'm going to be working where that ledge just kind of slowly drops off, casting it out, coming back with the current. Let that red-eye shad just dance like a queen, man. Just let her do her thing.
Thank you so much, Mike. If you have a question for one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow that Ask the Pro link to submit a question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today we used one particular bait to catch almost every single fish, and that was a Strike King saltwater Rage Menace grub. We're putting that on an 1/8 ounce squadron jig head and throwing a white colored one. And the reason we were throwing white is because the redfish were eating crabs and small crabs, right?
That's right.
And you know, it's really important, you know, a lot of times when I'm out there saltwater fishing, I'll have a leader on here, but when you're in South Louisiana, you don't necessarily need that leader.
No.
30 to 50 pound braid, kind of got the job done. I was throwing 30, he was throwing 50. 7 foot medium heavy action. This is a Lew's inshore speed stick with a Lew's 7:5 to 1 gear ratio custom inshore reel. You know, and honestly, it's all about accuracy out here.
That's right.
You know, we were seeing some fish along the banks. On those, we had to lead a little bit more, but when we were out on the flats, what were we doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Those fish are coming up on and off the flat, so you have to lead them and target them as they're coming or going. It's tough to do in the wind, but look, that little bait there, I've never used those, but I'll definitely have one in the box next trip for sure.
I guess I'm gonna have to leave you a pack or two.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today. I hope you learned how to find and catch them here in Southern Louisiana in the wind and the rain.
That's right.
Until next time, I'll see you on the water.